y'all doing on this wonderful Wednesday? Welcome back to another episode of Southern Therapy Podcast. I am your host, the one, the only, the extraordinaire, Danielle Bailey. What's up, you guys? And welcome back to another episode of Southern Therapy Podcast. I pray that you guys are having a great Wednesday. I pray that you guys are just making it through the week. And if you're not having a good day, you already know what I'm about to say. I need you to stop whatever you're doing. If you're on a treadmill, if you're driving, if you're walking, I just need you to stop in the moment. Okay? Pull over to the side of the road if you're driving. Stop. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Okay? Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. All right, one for the last time. We're doing one for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Spirit. Take a deep breath in. Let out all of your problems. As you exhale, feel the tension in your body start to release. Let it flow out. Let it go to the corners of the earth that it needs to go to. And you just can open your eyes and be centered. Okay? Like that technique right there is one of the most techniques that I use as a therapist when I'm trying to help people recenter themselves, especially when they're having a really bad day, or they're having a bad day, or their mind is racing, like whatever it could be. Like really and truly, like take those deep breaths in, take 3 of them, in, out, out. And on that last one, take the deepest breath that you can and exhale everything that you're going through, that you're facing, that you just seem like you cannot go, whatever it may be. Exhale it and allow it to go to the earth, to the ends of the earth that it needs to go to. It just needs to get up out of you. Okay, so welcome back to another episode of Southern Therapy Podcast. Today's episode is really and truly couldn't have been at a better time than what it is right now. For those of you that do not know, I am in Louisiana. This podcast is broadcasting, is being recorded. I'm in Louisiana. I'm a Louisianian. And last week on, when was it? Like August, it was last Thursday. So like August the 27th. We had a really bad hurricane. We had a really bad hurricane by the name of Laura. She came through last week and she wreaked havoc. I'm not going to sit up here and front. She wreaked havoc on our state. She was one of the strongest hurricanes that has come through here within 150 years. She was stronger than Hurricane Katrina. She came in on the side of Lake Charles area, and like there was a mandatory evacuation from Lake Charles. And like when I say the city of Lake Charles is destroyed, I mean it is destroyed. Like sis came through there and she tore it up, tore houses, homes. Like when I say that it was a mandatory evacuation of Lake Charles, I mean that they were saying if you stay, you will be luckily to be alive the next day. So there were a few people that stayed. It was not that many. I think a lot of people in the area started evacuating because like it was a mandatory evacuation for so many people. But the people who did stay and who did survive, they were extremely scared. But we are Louisiana. We are Louisiana strong, and we will make it. I don't live in Lake Charles area, so my stuff was not destroyed. However, like moving up towards the upper part of the state, like the hurricane was projected to go up north, like where I'm at. And it's like that's with that hurricane, like we have never heard that a hurricane was going to travel so far up our state. Like when I say this hurricane came like up our state, I mean up our state. The high winds and stuff like that, people were still struggling with at the northern part of our state. And like the southern part of our state, yes, because there's a bodies of waters and stuff like that. But then this hurricane, the eye was so, I think the eye of the hurricane stretched out 650 miles. Like when I say this hurricane was a big one, I mean just a real big one. And so today's topic that I really want to talk about is accepting help from others. Like when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, I was just like, what do I want to talk about? Do I want to talk about the hurricane and its effects and stuff like that, in which I may do a whole separate hurricane episode. But like, what is it that I really and truly want to talk about today? And really and truly, honestly, what I'm dealing with besides the hurricane is accepting help from others. Having the attitude of I can do it all. I don't need anybody help. I got it. I got it. And I was sitting down, I was thinking, and I was like, I really do have the attitude. And I was like, that is pride. And so I started thinking about, like, is there really and truly pride? Nah, I was just like, nah, that's not pride. Nah, that's not pride. But in the essence, it is. And God frowns upon being prideful. I just feel like in today's culture, in today's society, we promote not to really and truly trust people. So, like, I know for me, I find it difficult sometimes to trust people. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I find it difficult too. And then I find it, if I'm not trusting you, I feel like, whatever idea that I actually have people to help me with, I feel like that somebody will steal it. And so, like, just thinking and just like, as I'm recording this, I just want to be open and transparent with you guys about how, how me not allowing other people to help me, how that has actually stunted my growth. And I know y'all are like, how has it stunted your growth? Like, it's stunning your growth because of the simple fact is you can't do everything by yourself. You don't know it all. And you need other people to come in to where you're weak at. Where in some areas where you're weak, have other people to come in and allow that to be their expertise and allow them to do what it is that you need them to do. And so, like, I just been thinking about that a lot within my business and within myself about how prideful I can be without asking. A, I don't really ask for help. B, I deny help when people be like, Danielle, hey, can I help you? What you need help with? I be like, oh, I don't need it. I got it. Oh, I don't need it. I got it. And I'm just realizing now, like, I am overwhelmed by a lot of stuff. Like, just overwhelmed with a lot of stuff in business, with a lot of stuff in, just like my personal life, just being overwhelmed. And it's like the help. God is like, I remember this. Okay, so before I left my job, right? Let me go back. Let me give y'all a quick story. Before I left my job in 2018, I want to say that back in October, this is what really God told me to leave my job in September, like right around my birthday. Okay, like the weekend of my birthday, God was like, it's time for me to go. I ended up getting into it or whatever. And so, like, I come back, I think I put my notice in on like October the 2nd or the 3rd. My birthday is on September 30th. So, like, during the month of October, I was telling God, like, I need you to show me that I'm making the right move. I need you to show me that, I need you to show me that I'm making the right move, that this is right, because, like, yo, I'm leaving my job. Like, I'm going to work full time, private pay. Like, I'm just scared out my mind. Like, really and truly finna leave a stable paycheck and to go to a place where there's nothing stable, And so he gave me a vision. It was a dream, but I call it a vision. And in this, he had like the dream was so profound, okay? Like it was so profound. I had to call people. Like I called like one of my friends, and then I end up calling my friend Dad, who's a pastor, and I'm like, Reb, like I'm just telling him the dream, and he's like, oh my God, like, oh my God. And that's the way that he talks. He's like, oh my God, Danielle, that is this. And so he started trying to, help me with the dream. And so he was like, but I'm gonna pray about it, and I'm going to I'll let you know. I'm gonna call you back. And so within this dream, there were angels, right? And there was angels that were folding towels. And so they were folding white towels. Like I remember it because it was at my mom's house. I was laying in bed at my mom's house. They were in the kitchen area, and they was folding white towels. And so I just didn't get I didn't get the interpretation of why these angels were folding white towels. And so he had called me back. The pastor had called me back. And so he was just like, Danielle, he was like, those angels that you saw are people that are going to help you. And the towels that they were folding are the souls that you're going to work with. And as I'm just thinking, and as I got ready to record the podcast, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, what I'm going to talk to people about. And then, I realized that, the helping of others title came to me, and accepting help from others title came to me. And I realized that as I'm recording now, I'm realizing that the vision, the prophecy that came to me that God told me, God has placed people in my life. I'm not going to lie. God has placed people in my life to help me, but I turned them down. So the angels that God told me that was going to be there to help me, I didn't turn them down and say I didn't need the help. But in true essence, I do need the help. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how, and for whatever reason, like I do have my reasons for turning people down, because I was like, oh, I can't afford you guys, or oh, I can't do this, or oh, maybe I can do this. It's so much like that, to where it's like, I'm afraid to let this go. I'm afraid to let some things go. I'm afraid to bring people inside of my business. I'm afraid to bring people, because you've been hurt. Once you've been hurt by people, like, you be apprehensive with everybody. Like, everybody got to suffer from what somebody done, And so it's just like, I've been like, y'all, when I tell y'all, and I feel like I'm all over the place right now with this podcast, but I just sitting down recording this podcast and realizing that the vision that God gave me, God remember God telling me this once before he gave me that vision. He was like, Danielle, if I give you the vision, I'm going to make the provision. So what he was saying is, if I give you a vision, believe me, everything that needs to come to pass in that vision, I'm going to make the provision for it to come to pass. So I'm going to do the things that needs to be done to come to pass. And so I just realized, just sitting down here talking to you guys, that really and truly, like, I've blocked the blessings. I blocked the blessings of the angels that were supposed to come and help me. I've blocked them. And so I'm encouraging you guys too. I want y'all to really and truly look at your life and to see, don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay? Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't turn it down. Be willing. Be prayerful. Ask God to continue to guide you and to lead you into the help that you need. Like, because I tell my people all the time, especially my clients, I feel like that we are in a circle, okay? Like, what people do for the kingdom, it all goes in a circle. I feel like I explained this to y'all too. I feel like we all work in a circle to help everybody. So, like, when clients come to me, they see me, like, I have people who are pharmacists. I have people who work just all over. And so, like, when that person, like I said last week, like when that person is functioning at the optimal best, the people who they come in contact will get the optimal best of service. So, I have to remember that. So that means that we all work in a circle and we all are here to help one another. So I just wanted to say that. So to anybody that is struggling out there this week, like I am with accepting people, asking people for help, I want you to stop being so prideful, and I want you to reach out to people for help. And if you have wrong people, call them. If you have, okay, I'll say this. Like I have this, for instance, I have this lady at one time that was going to help me with billing, and we just didn't work out. Like at that time when I brought her on to help, somebody else had did, and this is why I'm struggling with allowing people to come on and help me. So like the first people that I hired to help do my my credentialing for my counseling agent, so my therapy practice, like they did not do everything right. So when I hired the second biller, she struggled because truthfully, I didn't know at the time the people who I first hired had did it wrong. So it wasn't, I just knew that she was having problems, like my billing was behind, like the money wasn't coming in, and she was struggling with trying to get trying to figure out what was wrong with all of the insurance companies and stuff like that. So I was just like, you know what? Like, I don't want to work with you no more, blah, blah, this. So like, I just let her go. And so when I started really looking into the billing and stuff on my own, I realized that it might not have even been her fault. That it probably was the people before her fault by doing it incorrectly the first time. So today I end up reaching back out to the person that was that I had helping, not the first person, but the second person. I hope y'all follow me. But the second person, to see if she was still doing billing, to see if she can help. Like, y'all, I did not want to reach out to her because I feel like, like I never said her name when I talked about how the billing companies did not help me, like blah, blah, this. Like, I never said her name, but I do feel like she know that I probably was talking about her. I was talking bad about her. And, so like I had to take that. I had to take that on the chin, and I had to reach out to her. And if I need to, which I probably will, if I need to apologize to her, I will apologize, because as I figured it out, when I started getting into it myself and talking to the insurance companies myself and trying to get an understanding, I realized that it was not her fault while she was submitting the claims, but they were being denied. And I realized that it was the fault of the actual person who was supposed to do, who got me credentialed. So it was like, so that's what I'm saying. So like in that instance, I have to apologize. I have to be big enough to apologize. And that's what I'm going to do. Apologize to her and ask her to see if she can help. Because your girl need help right now. Okay? Like, I need help. And I'm asking for it. I'm asking God to lead me in the right direction, to bring people on and to have people to help me who have their expertise. And I'm going to tell you who really and truly made me realize that it was okay to get help. I was listening to Kev on Stage and his wife, their podcast, the Love Hour podcast. And Kev was saying, about how, they were just giving a different analogies about, asking, not necessarily asking people for help and stuff like that, but hiring help in their case. He was just like, I feel like that we may need to hire help or whatever. And so, his wife was saying, she was like kind of scared with bringing people on because, she don't want to go broke or whatever. But he made this sense. He said, I would rather hire like a housekeeper to clean up for 3 hours on a Saturday versus me having to actually stop what I'm doing and clean up for 3 hours. And he was like, he said, I'm not saying that to stunt on me having a housekeeper. He was like, no, I'm saying that because that same 3 hours that I can pay for them to come out and to clean. He was like, I can probably use that for a brand, them 3 hours for a brand deal, for a movie or whatever it is, and make $15,000. He was like, so those three, he's like, the thing of it is time. He was like, time is the most valuable thing. And so he was just like, so we have to think about it like that. He was like, I might have to pay them $100 an hour, for 3 hours, and that's $300 versus me making $15,000. He was like, because those same 3 hours, depending on what it is, I can make that. And he was like, and that's not a stretch of the imagination, me being able to make about $15,000 for a couple of hours. And y'all, that made me think, and that made me think about like me myself. I ain't making no $15,000 like Kev, but me having to do stuff like billing, me having to do clerical work, like that's taking me away from doing other things that I really and truly can do. So like that's what I'm saying about making sure that I actually start asking for help, hiring out, bringing people in, like, because yes, I can do that, but do I really want to take that time away from doing something else that can make me more money? And so like that just really got me to thinking. So like I just want to tell people today, like, don't be afraid to ask for help, or don't be afraid to bring somebody else in. Don't limit yourself. And I feel like that's what I'm doing. I'm limiting myself by trying to do it all. And like my vision will not come to pass with just me. Well, not my vision. And see, look, I'm taking control of it. I got to work on that. Like, y'all just seen how I said my vision will not come to pass. It ain't even my vision. Whew. Y'all pray for your girl. But God's vision won't come to pass. Well, you know what? My vision, my limited vision probably could come to pass. But God's vision won't come to pass if I don't accept the help. God has already told me that he's going to provide the help. So now I'm just like, I'm finna really and truly go into prayer for God to really reveal who it is that, who the people are. Who the people are, and just really praying, like, let me loosen up the ranks, or, like, just let it work out. And so, and I want to say, like, with others, like, don't be afraid to ask people for help. Like, and don't be afraid to lend yourself. And that's the craziest thing. Like, people can ask me for help all the time. And I'm like, okay. I'll do it. Whatever it is, I'll help you. But when it comes to me, I don't need it. I got it. And I'm over here struggling. So, nonetheless, y'all, be a helping hand. Keep Louisiana in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers. And that's all I got for y'all on this week's episode. I hope that y'all actually understood what I was trying to say. But nonetheless, I will see y'all on next week. I pray that you guys have a wonderful day. Louisiana, we are strong. We gonna make it through this. And y'all be blessed. God loves you, and I love you, and there's not a thing you can do about it. I'll see you guys next week. Y'all have a blessed week and weekend. Bye. Love y'all.